Greetings everyone, Looneyfarm Guy here with a new mod test for Monday, September the 5th. And we got another doozy from ZoddelZockt. It is Fuel Refinery by ZoddelZockt. 9.26 megabytes to download, 33 slots on console, but it is jam-packed with fuel making excitement. Now, first of all, where will we find it? Productions, and there, no, not that one. Where did it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. Fuel Refinery, $125,000. You can put down as many as your allotment will allow you to. Got a lot going on here, as you can see. So let's have a look around first. First thing you should know about all of ZoddelZockt's mods, or at least 99% of them, have this little gray box here with a bunch of switches, and these ones turn on and off the lights. I have them on. I turned that lights off. The warning stripes are off. The trigger markers are off. And the information panel now is off. So this is how it looks when you first get it. Of course, you still have the standard in-game markers here. So even without all those things turned on, you should still know where everything happens. However, information panel. There we go. Fuel refinery, fuel, methane, electricity, energy from grain, sun, and wind. Also over here, same thing. So, let's continue with the switches and then we'll move on. That one is information panel. Yes, trigger markers on. So that puts a symbol on the ground. And this is for if you don't like these floating symbols. Those are an in-game thing you can turn off. So if you want them on the ground, there you go. Same with over here. And it explains out, out, in, out. Oh, it doesn't. This is diesel out anyways. Electricity, methane. Right, okay. Moving on to the show warning stripes. Now this puts these yellow markers around the areas to show where the parameters of the in and out and the fill and all that sort of stuff. And then finally, last but not least, your lights. Did I turn them on? Turn light on. Yes, there we go. And those are your, or supposed to be your lights. Did I turn them off? Should be on. Right. Well, it'll be more evident during the night then. Right. Okay. So walking around, we are already here. This is the methane. So you can refuel your methane powered vehicles, or if you have a tanker that will hold methane, you can fill it here. Same with electricity. You can recharge your electric vehicles here. And as you can see, it's already flashing. We have some charge. If we look down at the bottom right here, electric charge, we have actually some because I turned on the free one. We'll talk about that in a moment. Fuel, and here's the input for your products, your managed production point spot, and your byproduct output here. Yes, we have byproducts as well. So let's dive in to the production chain menu here. So let's look to the right just for a quick moment to see what we can produce. We have electric charge, diesel, methane, compost, and pig food. Those are the 5 things that this factory produces. Capacities for input materials. Air is there because it is part of a recipe, but you don't actually have any, if that makes sense, because if we look at the electric charge air recipe right now, right in front of us, 0 air equals 25 charge at 600 cycles per month. So when you turn that on, it will produce electricity from the wind. And that is an ongoing automatic. You can build this, put that on, have nothing in it, and it will produce electricity for you. That is kind of neat. Methane and diesel are something that is produced by your other processes. Diesel and wait a minute. Methane is also also a byproduct of the diesel. So if we look down here, diesel canola, diesel sunflower, soybean. Actually, it says soybean. It should be olives, as you can see by the recipe. Sugarcane, sugar beet cut, potatoes, and wood chips. So those will all produce methane as one of the byproducts of diesel. If you look at the recipes, they're kind of all over the place. But you start with 1,000 and you're going to get various different kinds of output. Diesel, methane, compost, and pig food are the 4 items that you will get for everything except wood chips. Wood chips will not give you pig food, but it will give you much more compost. And a fair bit less diesel too, actually. However, wood chips are quite easy to come by, and they're fairly cheap if you want to buy them. Then we move down to the recipes. Canola oil, sunflower oil, olive oil, and soybean oil. Those are all oil in and diesel out at a very favorable recipe. However, soybean oil is something that I could not source anywhere. It's something that I don't know for sure, but being a ZoddelZockt mod, if I can't remember now, I'm pretty sure one of his factories produce soybean oil. So if you want to use that, I'll have to look at it. If I find it, I'll post it in the description. How's that? All right. So right now, we have everything set to storing, so it will store it. But of course, you can set it to distribute or to sell. In the case of the electricity, you might want to sell it because, there's nothing else you can do with it except sell it. But we want to see how much we can produce. But first of all, capacities. Yeah, million liters of everything in the input. So I didn't put 1,000,000 liters of olives because no one, I would be shocked and so impressed if anyone could amass 1,000,000 liters of olives, even with the extra different process or the factories factories, I guess, or, growing options for olives. You just don't get that many of them. So, but anyways, other stuff like canola, soybeans, sugarcane for sure you could get 1,000,000. Sugar beets cut. No sugar beets, sugar beet cut only. Potato, wood chips, it's easy to get 1,000,000 liters. The oil too, it takes 1,000,000 liters. That would take an enormous amount of time to actually make 1,000,000 liters of canola or sunflower, and especially olive oil. Soybean oil, not maybe. I mean, like I said, I'm going to try and find that factory that makes soybean oil. Anyways, so we're going to turn we're going to turn it all on. How's about that? We don't have soybean oil, so we won't turn that on. And we're going to go forward, and then we're going to let this thing run and see where we're at, and then we're going to test the outgoing. I'll show you the ingoing. It goes in here, but I'll show you that, and then we'll show you how to take the stuff out. Although let's just, before anything else happens, as I like to test with these factories, if you can take the stuff out once you put it in there, because that's one of my pet peeves is like Well, I put too much of this item in there, and but I want some of it back out. And nope, that's pig food. Pig food comes out of there, obviously, 17 liters. It has already produced. So I'm not getting good vibes that I'm going to be able to take this stuff out that I've put in there already. Let's see if I can grab that other one without going too far. This one should be the compost one. Yeah. No, pig food on that one too? Really? It doesn't specify which one is which here. It just has outgoing. Does it show anywhere? That might be interesting. I might have to try a different trailer. Unless the first one was the second one. Anyways, okay, so we're going to run that. Let this factory build up some stuff, and then we're going to see how much it made, and then we're going to see how we can get it out. So see you in a bit. Well, we're back in. So we've had them. Now, mind you, remember that we've had all of these things turned on. So now we have some methane. We can actually turn on the... we can convert the methane into electric charge right here, or we can remove the methane and the diesel and sell it separately. So that's kind of an option you can have. Instead of just selling it directly, you can convert it and then sell the electrical charge. How much does electricity pay out? I have no idea. It depends on the map. It depends on what your economy is set at, and there is no way to. Well, I mean, there is a way. I'm not smart enough to figure out, or ambitious enough to figure out how much the electricity will pay out, because there's no indication of how much it is. And yeah, so that would take me quite a bit of time other than what it already does. If we could jump back into our menu here, we could see that we have 1,600 liters of electric charge. Diesel has produced well, but remember, we've had everything actually turned on and entered, so we're going to end up about a good fair bit of diesel. Methane is understandably not a lot of methane produced, since we can see that's only two, sometimes one or two, five. Nothing is produced here, methane. So methane's kind of except for, yeah, one methane, one methane, one methane, 5 methane, 4 methane, 2, and 5. So not a lot of methane per cycle, so you're not going to end up with a lot of that. Compost, however, we do end up with a lot, and pig food, it's a byproduct, so kind of neat. All right, so before we go there, compost, what do you do with it? Well, you can sell it. Right now, it's a pretty decent price, $2,521. Could be as high as 34 or as low as, what was that, 237? So there's quite a spike and up and down. ZoddelZockt does have other factories that produce and use compost. I think they produce it. Not sure I've seen anything that uses compost yet as a product in a factory. However, now we want to know how to get all this stuff out. Well, the electricity, you can recharge electric vehicles. Methane, let's see here. I do believe I have a tanker that holds methane. And that would be this one here. There are a few that take oh, it's filling diesel. Why is it filling diesel? I'm not at the diesel fill. That's That's curious. Let's see here. Let's try. Sorry. Let's try a little tractor and a smaller tank, because this one shows it takes methane. So let's try this again. That'd be a little strange if you couldn't remove methane with the tank that actually holds methane. The diesel fill is by the tank. Diesel fill is here where the diesel tank is with the big diesel sign. Right? And we're far enough away from it, I would think that refuel, let's see, is it gonna... No, it's not taking the methane. That's curious. Okay, let's drain that out. Let's go to the diesel spot, because the diesel, this is where you're supposed to load up the diesel. Of course, you can refuel your vehicles there too, so yeah, there's filling up diesel. For somehow a reason, I cannot get the methane out to work. Let's see here. So methane I can't get out. You'd have to set it to selling, which is not a bad thing necessarily. Then all that's left is the compost and pig food. And let's try a smaller trailer so as not to overlap the trailers. Let's just get this little guy here. And see if we can get the compost out and the pig food out of the different spots, as it should. Or perhaps well, I'm already saying an update is probably necessary. Unless, well, I've used that tanker for methane before, and so what do we got here? This is, well, there's a compost. Okay, well, there's that's working. They're very close together, so if you have a really big trailer, you might find you are double dipping. So let's just make sure the pig food one works. Oh dear, that's slow to unload. Right. So I know on FarmSim 19 there was a option to use compost as fertilizer. I believe it was the American Life farming map, if I recall correctly. So it would be nice to be able to use compost as a fertilizer. So far, we don't really have a use for compost except for selling it. Now, there's this. There we go. There's the pig food. Okay, so you have to be careful with these two triggers, obviously. If you have a trailer that's spanning both of them, it's only going to pick one. And as you can see, it has the field information. There is a lot of stuff going on here. That is a big, long list. Yeah, as for the methane, I don't have a methane. Well, we have a in-game methane vehicle, but to refill it, I mean, it doesn't use that much. So, input. Right, input. Let's get some input. Let's just throw some cannoli in here, maybe, or something like that. Cannoli, yes, cannoli goes in. That's good enough. Just to show you the trigger and where it goes in. So all your dry goods and your liquid products will go into the input area here, like so. Right. Nice open roof. There's no, collisions with, I don't know if those light standards have collisions. That might possibly be. I don't have a tipper trailer. Same goes for the liquid. Now, I guess there is one other question you may be asking is, will it take pallets of olive oil and such? So we're going to go try that one last thing before we wrap things up. All right, so here we are. We have a pallet of olive oil, and I've tested already. As you can see, it is taking olive oil on pallets, so it accepts pallets of products. One last thing. No, it's wood chips. I think wood chips are loose. Anything else? If we're just going to look through the input here, yes. So that's being that's input. That was output. Canola, sunflower, soybeans, olives, sugar cane, sugar beet, wood chips, canola. So all the oils can go in on pallets, and that's all you really need to know. And there you have it, folks. As far as I can think to explain, I think I've covered everything. If you have any questions or comments or mentions, maybe perhaps something I've missed, please leave a comment and ask a question. I will answer it the best of my abilities. And that's the Fuel Refinery by ZoddelZockt. 9.26 megabytes to download. It is 33 slots on console. It's for all platforms, and I'm Looney Farm Guy. Just remember, it's only a game. So, till next time, bye for now.